Welcome to the second episode of What's to Love in St. John. I'm your host, Terri-Ann with PropertyGuys.com. And What's to Love St. John really is, we love the people, and we want to share with you all of the cool people here in St. John, New Brunswick. And one of the cool people here is Katie Wallace. Kate, you've kind of had a real interesting life of careers. Journalist with the TJ. I believe you used to work with Here Magazine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And current executive director of ArtsLink NB. Mm-hmm. Why don't you tell us a little bit sort of about that history?
Sure. Well, I think for me personally, one thing that these jobs have all let me do is really meet a lot of interesting people and dig into some of the issues here in St. John. Here was this sparky little upstart newspaper. It was independent. It was very cheeky. And it was an awesome introduction to arts and culture, to the politicians, to the social issues in the city. Then I went and worked for the larger provincial newspaper, and that was a different way of engaging with the city, the province, and the people here. And now, of course, with ArtsLink MB, I guess there's a thread that's run through my journalism that kind of connects to now, which is working pretty closely with artists and being really interested in culture, trying to understand why we do things the way we do here, understanding people's motivations, but really I love the way they express that through the arts. So with ArtsLink, we're trying to improve the incomes and outcomes of our artists in St. John and in New Brunswick.
So would you say that St. John, New Brunswick has it's a good place for an artist to come and really try to bloom?
It is. Like, you might think that if you had a lot of artistic talent, you should get out of the East Coast and head south to New York or go to Montreal or Toronto or London, Berlin. But there's a lot of advantages to being an artist here, one of which is amazing studio spaces. There's all of these second and third floor studios that are really amazing places to work, and they're a lot less expensive too than a Montreal space. So we actually have like the physical infrastructure for people to work. I think we have a long heritage of arts and culture here as well. So there's some pretty amazing artists through history that folks can look to. In the visual arts, I'm thinking about Jack Humphrey, Miller Britton, and you see their work around town. So there's that lineage, and I think for artists, an amazing thing here is you have the headspace too. Like, you have that. A lot of artists go into the natural world to clear their heads, and it's easy to get. You're not in this rat race. You have time and space to think, and you also have a really supportive community. Like, here we know our artists. It's a very sort of horizontal society here. Everybody knows everyone, and so it's so easy to know artists, to stop by their studios, to see where the work's made.
And so you guys have just recently launched sort of your first accelerator. Tell me about the why behind that, because I mean, you hear of accelerators for entrepreneurs, for leaders. We're in one of those groups with 21 Inc., but never really one for artists. So tell me about that.
Right. I'm really excited to talk about it. I think you hit on it, is that artists are entrepreneurs. Typically, usually they're sole proprietorships. We don't think of them in that way. We don't think of them as business people, and to tell you the truth, a lot of artists don't either. And that's a really big challenge, because if an artist can't make money through their work, then it probably means they're not going to be able to continue their art practice. So the accelerator is, we are throwing expertise, mentorship. It's an intensive program. So it's a small group. So we've got our first cohort coming through. There's 6 individuals, and ranging from visual artists to filmmakers. It's open to all artistic disciplines. And what we really try to do is show them, give them the tools to get to the next level, but also give them the confidence and the belief that the world's their oyster. And it's going really well so far.
Yeah, I find that I find it very fascinating. I had the pleasure of obviously meeting some of the cohorts in that group, and what an amazing group.
Yeah.
So tell me, are you a native of St. John, or are you an immigrant?
I'm very much a native.
Wonderful.
I was born in the now imploded St. John General Hospital.
Yes.
And actually, I mean, my Wallace, my dad's family arrived in St. John. They were part of the Irish wave of immigration, so they came here in the 1800s and still here. So I guess you could say I haven't gotten very far in life.
So if somebody from away was going to come here and they only had a week to be here, what's the one place, whether it's for play, for eating, what's that one gem of St. John? And I know it's really difficult. I tried this last week with Chris. It's really difficult to pinpoint one. But if you were to give advice to somebody from outside who's never been here before, where's that one place that you'd say, you know what, you should go there?
I think if I had to pick one, I would say the New Brunswick Museum.
Okay.
Because you see the art, you see the natural history, and that confluence of art and nature and culture is really, to me, that's what makes New Brunswick and St. John so amazing.
Absolutely. Well, I think you're doing wonderful things. Keep up the good work.
Thanks.
And thanks so much. And thanks to you for watching.
Thank you.